this meeting to order and ask please that we stand, if you can, for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mrs. White, we could have roll call, please.
Christopher Cousins.
Here.
Anthony Reynolds.
Here.
Jonathan Smith.
Here.
Eugene Sullivan.
Here.
Debbie Koalas. Here. Dave Hart.
Here.
Thank you. We have a quorum present. The first order of business is the election of the school committee chair for the upcoming term, and I will now open the floor for nominations.
I'll make a motion, we elect Gene Sullivan to chair.
I will second that motion.
Thank you. Are there any other nominations? Hearing none, I declare nominations closed, and we will now vote on the nomination for Gene Sullivan as chairperson of the Herman School Committee. Mrs. White, roll call, please.
Christopher Cousins.
Yes.
Anthony Reynolds.
Yes.
Jonathan Smith.
Yes.
Eugene Sullivan.
Yes.
Debbie Koalas. Yes. Dave Hart.
Yes.
Yeah, you can either take over from here, or I can keep on for vice chair. What would you like to do?
Thank you.
The next order of business is the election of the vice chair, and I now open the floor for nominations for vice chair.
I'll make a motion, John is our vice chair. Second.
Are there any further nominations for vice chair? We will vote on the nomination for John Smith as vice chair for the Herman School Committee. Mrs. White, roll call, please.
Christopher Cousins.
Yes.
Anthony Reynolds.
Yes.
Jonathan Smith.
Yes.
Eugene Sullivan.
Yes.
Debbie Koalas. Yes. Dave Hart.
Yes.
Congratulations. You want to take a minute and move chairs around?
Absolutely, I'll move the Gene's chair.
Oh, no, does John go over there and I slide here? How do you want to do it? Gene was vice
John
chair.
can
John
come
there.
here and Jean can take your spot.
You got it. The last thing I want to do is sit in the wrong seat.
I'll just be over there.
Oh, yeah.
That's good, Chris. We'll get to know you.
That's right.
There might be a little more air conditioning over here.
Take your time.
Okay.
Thank you, committee members. We have Mr. Rick Sinclair here, who is our athletic director, and Deja flew over from her work in the rec department, and Rick has a special recognition for Deja.
Well,
Thank you, Dr. Sargent, and members of the school committee for allowing us time on your agenda to recognize a special accomplishment for one of our outstanding student athletes. Members of the board, for those of you that do not know, this is incoming senior Deja Grant, who was a member of our outdoor track team this past spring and had an unbelievable season. Before I get to why we're here, let me just tell you a little bit about the year that she had. The championship season starts with the Penobscot Valley Conference Large School Championship. That was actually hosted at Herman High School this year, and that includes all of the A and B schools, Class A and Class B schools in the Penobscot Valley Conference. At that meet, Deja finished first in the triple jump. She finished first in the 400-meter run, and she finished second in the 200-meter run. She was first team all-conference in triple jump, first team all-conference in 400-meter, and second team in 200-meter. The following week, she went to Freeport High School for the MPA State Championship meet. Once again, Deja met the challenge, and her jump of 37 feet 8 3/4 inches earned her second MPA outdoor track state championship in the triple jump in the consecutive years, so back to back, which is pretty impressive in itself. Even more impressive than that is the fact that her jump broke a 29-year-old state championship meet record. So nobody in Class B for girls has ever jumped further in the triple jump in the history of Maine high school track and field. She capped her season at the New England Championship held at Noble High School. Deja represented Herman and the state very well and finished 6th overall at the New England meet. This is late breaking news here and added to my script actually just 10 minutes ago, but Deja just returned from Australia where she flew to compete in a track and field meet there. She was in the 18-year-old to 20-year-old division, and she finished 1st in the triple jump, 1st in the 4x100 meter relay, and 2nd in the long jump. So pretty impressive Deja holds 5 track records at the high school: indoor track, long jump, triple jump, 4x200 meter relay, outdoor track, long jump, and triple jump. She also holds the facility records at Herman for the 100 meter dash, the triple jump, and as I said, she's now a 3-time, including her indoor state championship, 3-time MPA state champion. Deja, here is your certificate of achievement from the school committee commemorating tonight. Your state championship has been recorded in the minutes of the school committee and will forever be part of history at the school. Thank you again, Dr. Sargent and the school committee for allowing us time to recognize Deja.
Again, congratulations.
Awesome job, thank you.
It's like you have wings.
Yes, I noticed you jumped over that speaker. No problem.
Oh my gosh.
So I think the next step would be for school committee members to email Dr. Sargent and myself about the assignments that you may be interested in for subcommittees. So perhaps we could do that within the next couple of weeks. Can I get a motion to approve the minutes from the June 8th meeting? So moved.
Seconded.
Any discussion? All those in favor? Any opposed? One abstention. In terms of chair comments, not too many, just as new chair, I hope to follow the lead of Tony Reynolds in terms of what he did in my first year, because I thought he was an excellent chair, so I'm going to try to replicate what he did, and just that's what I want to do. No student reports, no superintendent report.
Short.
Superintendent report.
Thank you. Good evening, school committee members and community members. Welcome to our newest school committee member, Christopher Cousins. I know you will find this work to be personally satisfying and worthwhile. Even though the school hallways are quiet, we are busy with preparations for the coming school year. Classroom cleaning is underway, as are the larger repairs that could not be done quietly during the school year. We are finalizing staffing for the school year, and this includes an elementary music teacher and a special education teacher, both recommended on tonight's agenda. A committee of teachers and administrators worked this spring to update the educator performance evaluation and professional growth model. There are 2 policies for first read related to this work for your consideration tonight. We will have a presentation at next month's meeting on the evaluation model so that that can be approved along with a second reading of those relevant policies. We have 2 brief modifications to the agenda this evening. We added the recommendation to hire Joshua Honeywell, who would be a music teacher at the Durham School. And unfortunately, we do not have the need for executive session this evening. And so once we finish with old and new business, then we can just take a motion to adjourn. Thank you.
Okay, subcommittee reports. Do we have any from the policy professional discussion?
We met on July 7th. The subcommittee reviewed these policies for second read consideration. EDCC bomb threats, we recommend no changes to that. BEDH, public comments at board meetings. There were some recommendations and some revisions to make a clearer explanation of the department's protocols. JIJC, cell phone free schools. There was a recommendation to add for the addition of student use of to the title of the policy. EFD, meal charging, we're recommending that this policy be abolished because at this time there's no cost to students. At the time, if the state changes things and students need to pay for lunches again, then we would put another policy forward. The subcommittee reviewed these policies for the first read consideration. GCOA, supervision and evaluation of professional staff. Your teacher's evaluation handbook has been updated and will be presented at a future meeting. AFC, process for teacher evaluation, and that's something that we will be working on. ABC, procedures for selecting students on the school committee. The subcommittee recommends minor changes in language that include the high school principal be part of the selection process. IHBB, gifted and talented education. The current policy is IHBB. Significant changes are necessary to have a policy that represents the programming that's been put in place for next year. IHCC, Herman Scholar Diploma Program. The recommendation is to abolish this policy as it's included in the high school's program of studies. JIC, Student Code of Conduct, a section about the student cell phone policy use has been added to complement the new cell phone policy. And that's it.
Okay, thank you, Debbie. Now it's time for public comment. There is a sign-in form. I don't know if anybody missed it, but did anybody have any public comment? Okay, seeing no public comment, we'll move on to the next item on the agenda, which is business finance. Can I get a motion regarding the new substitute daily rate?
Move to approve.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? I just had a question. Is this based on a 7-hour day or?
Yes.
It's a 7-hour day. Any other discussion? Okay, all those in favor? Any opposed?
We'll abstain because it's budget.
Okay, two abstentions. Motion passes. Motion to approve. Oh, can I get a motion for the revised doors?
Motion to approve the revised doors.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor? Any opposition? Abstentions?
Abstentions.
Two abstentions. Okay, motion passes. Let's look at governance. Can I get a motion regarding the meeting schedule?
So moved.
Can I get a second?
Move to approve. Second.
Any discussion regarding the meeting schedule?
I have questions. This seems to bring us back to last year's cadence of meeting the first Monday. Does that, the reason for why we went to second Mondays was to ensure subcommittee reports and all that. Does this kind of put us back in that issue?
In looking at where we want to back into budget prep in February, March, and April, and where some of the school holidays fall, which really push certain dates forward, we felt, Jamie and I, that we could still provide the monthly review as the committee is used to getting and keep those meeting dates as they're recommended.
Any other discussion?
Yeah, did we want to change it to 6 o'clock? Or is this just the calendar? Not the,
Does this calendar have the meeting date on it, the meeting time?
This is really just to set the days of the month for the meeting. We can certainly, our next August meeting also starts at 6. We can give everybody just a little bit of time to think about if they can manage 6 o'clock for the rest of the school year and entertain it at that time.
great.
Any other discussion on the schedule? So just related to John's question, so the subcommittee meetings would be now kind of maybe later in the month before the meeting? Or like, for example, if it's February 27th, we're meeting on the 1st, we'd have the subcommittee meeting at the end of the month?
Once we have the dates approved, I'll work with Jamie for finance and with Alex for technology, and we'll propose the subcommittee dates. I think that's what we did last year, and share them out to see if that worked with folks.
Any other discussion? All right, all those in favor? Any opposition? Motion passes. All right, so we got 4 second readings here. Any, do we want to take these as a group or individually? Any strong feelings? All right, hearing none, unless anybody, actually, I think I've got some comments, so let's take them individually. So let's do, can I get a motion on letter A? 2A?
Yeah, I'll make a motion, we approve EBCC.
Seconded.
All right, any discussion on the bomb threats? Any discussion? Okay, all those in favor? Any opposition? Any abstentions? Motion passes. Can I get a motion on BEDH?
I'll make a motion, we amend BEDH.
Seconded.
All right, any discussion? I guess I had some quick comments about get them in front of me. I guess on page 3 of 4, number 13 of BEDH, kind of in the red, the proposed language. Like speakers are expected to follow rules of common etiquette and decorum for the forum, which I, probably agree with. I'm just wondering if, is that like an objective standard based on a reasonable person? Like everybody comes from different backgrounds and just experiences in life, and people present themselves in certain individual ways, and I think we've even seen that, at least in my time on the board for a year, that people have different ways of communicating, and I certainly don't want to be in a situation, especially as chair, where I'm trying to police how a message is coming across as opposed to letting that particular individual say their piece. So I'm just a little bit concerned about that. I don't know if anybody on the committee shared those same concerns. Although again, I understand what it's saying. It seems pretty straightforward, but I think there's at least some examples that I could think of where, a speaker may have come across a certain way and maybe technically could have been interrupted for the way they came across. But I thought, again, Tony was very, very patient, and I thought that was great. That's all I have. Any other comment?
I think it's important to have the information, the words there as guidance. but I think as chair, you're the one that, the chair is the one that interacts with them, and we all kind of read the room based on, you know, what's being presented. But I think that it's important to have some guidelines there. And obviously, you know, we respect the fact that there's a lot of emotion when people are expressing things, but I think if there's no guidance there, then I just think the guidance is important to have it there. So, for that perspective.
Yeah, I think my experience when we talked about this in subcommittee was, as you can see, what was sort of struck through, you know, the maybe over-defining of indecent, obscene, right? You know, and sort of just like you said, Jean, leaving it to, you know, common reasonableness. You know, most folks speaking to us know, you know, what indecent or obscene language may be, and so we can kind of flow with that, I think. But to make the policy not seem pedantic and overkill and be longer than it needed to be, I think we were just like, strike out the definitions, please be decent, and here you go.
Anybody else?
Yeah, I was so lucky I didn't have to call a recess during any of the arguments. Not arguments, but people that were kind of frustrated and a little excited about what they were talking about. So I would always lean on, if you have to, call a short recess and then decide what to do. Because a couple times I came close and didn't know if I should or not. So, but that's the way I would lean, Gene. But I like the verbiage that we have here. So.
Okay, anybody else? All right, let's vote. All those in favor? Any opposed? Okay, motion passes. Can I get a motion on the student use of cell phones?
So moved.
Seconded.
Any discussion? All right, all those in favor? Motion passes. Can I get a motion on abolishing meal charging?
Move to abolish EFD, meal charging.
Second? No, go ahead. That's all right. Thank Debbie.
Any discussion? All right, all those in favor of abolishing that one? Motion passes. All right, now we're doing the first read of policies. I got some comments, so I'll just take them individually. Can I get a motion on the supervision and eval, first one?
Move to amend GCOA, supervision and evaluation of professional staff.
Second.
Any comment? All right, all those in favor? All right, motion passes. Can I get a motion on the process for teacher eval, abolishing that?
Move to abolish AFC, process for teacher evaluation.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All right, all those in favor? Motion passes. Can I get a motion on procedures for selecting students on the school committee?
Move to amend ABC, procedures for selecting students on the school committee.
Second.
Any discussion? All right, all those in favor? Motion passes. Can I get a motion on gifted and talented education?
Move to amend IHBB, gifted and talented education, current policy, IHBB.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All right, all those in favor? Motion passes. Can I get a motion to abolish the Scholar Diploma Program?
Move to abolish IHCC, Herman Scholar Diploma Program. Excuse me.
Second.
Any discussion? Okay. All those in favor? All right, that motion passes. And then a motion for the student code of conduct.
Move to amend JIC, Student Code of Conduct.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? I have discussion on this one. I'm just gotta find it. JIC. Yeah, just turn it like page 5 of 9, the red section that we're looking at, letter J, cell phone use. I guess I had just 3 thoughts. Like, number 1 would be, it says students in violation will have their phones confiscated, turned into the office. You know, just looking at that, I was wondering, because obviously some of these phones are expensive. Didn't know if the school kind of wanted to assume the risk of having somebody's expensive property and just assuming that risk, or if there's some way that the school could kind of figure out a way to have a parent or guardian sign away that risk that the school may have of taking expensive property and if it got damaged or something. So that was one issue. I guess the second issue potentially is related to privacy. You know, again, if the school has taken over somebody else's phone, I don't know if there would be concerns by a student that, you know, there's privacy concerns with that. And then the third thought I had was just this first offense, second offense, third offense, fourth offense, fifth offense language. I don't know, I just thought it was quite a lot of offenses. And then when you get to number 6, it says progressive discipline will be implemented in the event of continued infractions. It just seemed like it went on for a while there. I mean, I don't know if I'm necessarily a proponent of 3 strikes and you're out for this kind of a thing, but I mean, if we're up to the 5th or 6th offense and we're just not getting anywhere, I don't know, it just seemed like a lot of chances here. And I didn't know if that offense, is that per school year? So just random thoughts I'm having here, but that's probably the end of that. Any other comment?
I mean, I agree with you, but I mean, we hopefully our principals can make the right call. And I mean, there is a lot in here, that's for sure. But
All right. Anybody else? So all those in favor, this is just first reader.
Yeah.
All right, so all those in favor? Any opposition? Okay, motion passes. I'll probably take all these as a group. So in terms of personnel, do we just acknowledge retirements and resignations? Yes. So you guys can see retirements and resignations in the packet, and we acknowledge those. In terms of employment, can I just have a motion?
yeah, I'll make a motion. We approve the superintendent's recommendation to hire these people here. Want the names?
No, I don't think it's
Okay.
necessary.
Yeah.
It's in the packet.
And you've got the new person added,
Correct.
music teacher.
Second.
All right. Any discussion regarding employment? All right. All those in favor? Motion passes. Can I get a motion to approve Anna Anthony?
Motion to approve.
Second? Second. Any discussion? All right. All those in favor? Motion passes. Can I get a motion on the Herman High School athletic positions?
Yeah, motion to approve.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All right, all those in favor? Motion passes. go to job descriptions. Oh. Okay. Can I get a motion to remove from the table the guidance counselor and what it says there?
The job descriptions of the guidance counselor, yeah, motion to approve.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Yes, I have discussion. For some reason, I'm just forgetting about this. What was this about?
We brought forward job description recommendations for the pre-K to 8 guidance counselor and the high school guidance counselor. And there was a comment from a school committee member about adding some additional responsibility at the high school level. And so following that line of discussion, there was a motion to table it so that we could do a little bit more work and bring it, because it's not, job descriptions aren't like policies. You don't get a first and second read. So there was the recommendation to table, and we need to take it back off the table to do anything further with it.
Okay. Any other discussion? All right, let's vote on removing it from the table. All those in favor? Looks like that motion passes. Do you guys want to do job descriptions as a group or individually?
Individually.
All right. Can I get a motion for the job description of school principal?
Move to approve the school principal job description.
Second.
All right, any discussion?
Yeah, I had a question when I was reviewing this, and it relates to the next one as well, which is the assistant principal. And the reason that stood out to me was if you look at the assistant principal qualifications, number 3, it says that that candidate would have at least 5 years of successful teaching experience. And then at the top of the school principal job description, the only thing that sort of references that is it says classroom teaching experience required. So just curious about, why one has, this benchmark of 5 years and the principal has nothing.
When we look at the candidates who are qualified and have the certification to move into a school principal role, sometimes they have, typically they're coming from other school communities, and they may have moved up the ladder a little bit more quickly and are coming with 3 or 4 or 5 years of school experience before being a vice principal in another place. And then if that's the right person for us, I'd rather look at the overall totality of their experiences and their leadership capability instead of defining a number of years at the principal level. I'm much more comfortable doing so at the vice principal level, where you really want someone, at least in my professional opinion, we want someone who has had really solid classroom experience. It takes really 3 years to move off of a probationary contract to begin with. So a candidate who comes in with 5 years of teaching has moved beyond a probationary status. Perhaps if they're an elementary teacher, they've had the opportunity to even teach a different grade level. And I think that just makes for a richer, more experienced instructional leader as well.
Any other discussion? Well, I guess I had a question. I think I had asked you this, but in terms of like any of these jobs where it lists out the responsibilities, for example, the school principal. I don't know about other members of the school committee, but I'm always uncertain what I'm looking at in terms of like what feedback is expected of a school committee member on this, because it sounds like superintendent and principals would have advanced knowledge on this, and I feel like I don't. But I guess the one question I have would be, to the extent we're going to define what the responsibilities are, and we could take school principal, for example, it looks like there's like 20 of them. Do we, when we're doing a performance appraisal of a school principal, Is that reflected in their performance appraisal about how they did in all these responsibilities, like point by point by point?
So that's a really great question. When it comes to evaluation of our school principals, we follow a leadership rubric that was approved by the Maine School Principals Association in coordination with Maine School Management. And that speaks to how the building administrator communicates with staff and the public, their instructional leadership, their fiscal leadership. So that's the rubric or the toolbox for evaluating. However, if there is an administrator that is missing action on the job description, that is something that would absolutely be called attention to at either the end of the evaluation or at whatever such point it's occurring in a professional conversation with that leader.
Thank you. Anybody else have anything on that one?
I had one other observation in number 6. The new standard says evaluates and counsels all staff members regarding their performance. From the subcommittee meeting we just had where we talked about the evaluation process, it seems like there's a lot of observation happening too, and I like the idea of having that language here where we say observes, evaluates, and counsels all staff members regarding their performance, because it implies this isn't blind evaluation. Somebody's laying eyes on our educators. Their performance is being seen and not just guessed at. So that was my recommendation when I read that.
We can certainly make that change.
Good point.
Any other comment? So did we want to, at this stage, do a motion to amend that to include John's change, or did you want to do that, John? Do we need to withdraw the current motion and file a new motion?
I'm new to the vice chair.
Maybe we should withdraw the motion in the second. Do we agree to do that? I think maybe the people that did that can do that. So who did the first? John did.
I think it was me.
So you withdraw your first. Who did the second?
I think I did. No, I think Dave did. No.
Well, can I suggest?
Absolutely.
No,
Love that you guys are trying to stick to the rules.
please bail us out.
John could simply say, I'd like to amend my motion. And then you would say, I amend my motion that we approve the job description for school principal with the new recommended language. And then you can just let it go from there.
Sounds good.
Good.
All right, John, go for it.
Just
What's
say
that again?
what she said.
Yeah, what she said.
What she said.
Perfect.
I move to amend the approval of the school principal job description with the amendments that we just spoke.
Do I have a second?
Seconds.
All right. Any more discussion? All those in favor? All right, that motion passes as amended. Can I get a motion on the assistant principal?
Motion to approve.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion regarding assistant principal? All right, all those in favor? Any opposition? Motion passes. Just to cut to the chase, does anybody have any other individual? You do? Okay, good. So motion to approve guidance counselor PK through 8. Can I get a motion?
Motion to approve.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion?
Yeah, I have a couple thoughts. And it's, I propose we amend this, or at least consider my thought for an amendment, both this one and the high school guidance counselor. And the reason being just the first degree, the master's degree in school counseling. I was thinking about that today, and I think the pathways to school counseling certification can be varied.
Okay.
So you could have you know, a master's in counseling with like a school track, as opposed to a clinical track. You could be a marriage and family therapist and you'd have to get some post-secondary certification, but you could be certified as a school counselor. So as I was reading that, I was thinking there are just multiple pathways, and so I don't want that one degree to be limiting in our searches or anything like that.
So would you recommend language such as
Yeah.
master's degree in school counseling or
related.
equivalent or related field? Or?
Exactly, yep. Which actually I believe that's how the main licensure board would, I think that's how they would classify it, or related field of study, related field of counseling, or related field of study, something like that.
I'm fine with that.
I just got one question, I guess. So the certification is required by the Maine Department of Education. That would cover, if it passes that, then, you know, that would cover any.
Right. So when I read this list, 1, 2, 3, is it saying 1 and 2 and 3? Or, so if it is, then that really narrow degree is limiting. So master's degree in school counseling or a related field of study casts a wider net.
Sure.
And then to your point, Tony, we definitely have to have the certification in place too.
All right, any other discussion on guidance counselor PK through 8? Guess I had one quick one on number 19. Remains current on the latest school counseling practices and theories through workshops, coursework, conferences, and professional organizations. For some reason, when I was thinking about this to myself, I was thinking about AI, but I don't know if that fits in here. But did we want to include any job descriptions in these job descriptions that all these folks should be proficient in AI or not? That's just a thought I had.
I personally think if we have language like this that says the candidate, the individual is remaining current on the latest practices, theories, etc., that probably grabs that. But I could be convinced otherwise if.
Any other discussion? All right, so do we, let's, John, I guess you want to do a similar one, like amending your motion?
So what did I say there? I would like to amend my original motion to approve the guidance counselor job descriptions, one or both.
I'll just do one at a time.
One at a time, yeah.
Could we get that on the table? So,
Yeah.
I'll second it.
All right, any other discussion? All those in favor? Looks like that motion passes. Can I get a motion on guidance counselor high school?
Move to approve the high school guidance counselor job description.
With the same amendment as before?
It was that, and then I did have another question about this one.
Oh, do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Okay. All right, any discussion?
Yeah, so my point from the previous job description stands. The master's degree in question that is just saying school counseling is limiting. And then my other point had to do with number 18 on page 2. Guide students through college application process, including Common App, FAFSA, financial aid, career technical education, and PAPAs. And I see scholarship searches crossed out, and not that it's a huge point that I'm trying to make, but I'm just kind of curious why that wouldn't have standing there.
You know, that's a good question, and I would have to come back separately after I have a conversation with the high school guidance department.
Sure.
I know that one of the things they do is for the various scholarships that are available because of very generous Herman community and business organizations, those are already posted and shared, but I think it's the broader searches of, things outside of Maine, things that are specific perhaps to their field of study.
Right. Okay.
All right, any other discussion?
So do we want to table that so we can get that answer, or are we approving it?
These are first reads, right?
Right, so you can approve this, and then Barbara can check, and if you want to add it, now it's crossed out, so approve it as crossed out. If they decide to add it, we can add it at the next meeting.
At the second read.
Yep. Is that okay?
Sounds good. Did you want to do that other amendment?
Yeah.
That was consistent with fifth grade?
Yeah, I'd like to amend the move to approve this with the changes that were recommended.
Do you have a second?
Yep, second.
All right, any further discussion? All those in favor? Motion passes. Can I get a motion on teacher?
Motion to approve.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion on teacher? All right, all those in favor? Motion passes. Can I get a motion on school secretary?
Motion to approve school secretary job description.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All right, all those in favor? That motion passes. Can I get a motion on guidance secretary / registrar?
Motion to approve.
Seconded.
Any discussion? All right. All those in favor? Motion passes. Do you guys want to take the abolishments as a group or individually? Any strong opinion?
I support it as a group.
This group is fine with me.
Okay. All right, so can I get a motion to abolish the teacher job descriptions and secretary job descriptions as listed?
So moved.
Seconded.
Any discussion? All right, all those in favor? That motion passes. All right, it looks like there's nothing else on the agenda to do, and the executive session has been no longer happening. So, I'm going to do a motion to adjourn the meeting at 6:50. Do I have a second?
Second.
All right, all those in favor? Okay.